There comes a time in every person's life when someone they trusted, loved, or believed in ends up hurting them. It may be through words, betrayal, or cold silence, but the pain feels the same. It cuts deep. And the truth is, no one escapes it. Everyone at some point faces the sting of being hurt. But the real test of your strength isn't in what happened to you. It's in how you respond to it. When someone wounds you emotionally, your instinct might be to strike back, to defend yourself, or to prove your worth. But the moment you react out of anger, you give them power. The first way to handle people who hurt you is to pause before you respond. Don't let your emotions drive your next move. Breathe, observe, and let silence speak for you, because silence has a power that shouting never will. The one who can stay calm when insulted, who can smile when betrayed, has already won the deeper battle, control over themselves. The second way is to understand that hurt people hurt people. Most of the time, the ones who try to break you are broken inside themselves. They lash out because they don't know how to deal with their own pain. That doesn't excuse their behavior, but it helps you detach from it. When you stop personalizing their actions, you start freeing yourself from the emotional chains they try to wrap around you. You begin to see them not as enemies, but as people fighting invisible wars you'll never fully understand. Compassion doesn't make you weak, it makes you untouchable. The third way to handle people who hurt you is to set boundaries, not walls. Boundaries say, I respect myself enough not to allow this behavior again. Walls say, I'll never trust anyone again. Learn the difference. Boundaries are protection. Walls are prisons. Don't let one person's damage destroy your ability to love, trust, and connect. You can forgive someone and still keep your distance. You can let go without inviting them back into your life. Forgiveness doesn't mean access, it means release. The fourth way is to use the pain as your teacher. Every time someone hurts you, they reveal something, not just about themselves, but about you. They show you your triggers, your expectations, your attachment to validation. Pain forces you to grow in ways comfort never will. It teaches you what kind of energy to avoid, and more importantly, what kind of energy you should embody. Don't waste your pain. Transform it into wisdom. Let it sharpen your spirit instead of hardening your heart. And finally, the fifth way to handle people who hurt you is to rise above it. Not for them, but for you. The best revenge isn't revenge at all. It's peace. It's waking up one morning and realizing that what once broke you no longer controls you. It's smiling genuinely, living fully, and loving freely despite the scars. When you rise above, you don't just heal, you inspire others to do the same. There will always be people who misunderstand you, judge you, or try to bring you down. But remember, their actions don't define your worth. What defines you is your ability to stay kind in a cruel world, calm in chaos, and loving even when life feels unfair. You were never meant to match their darkness. You were meant to be the light that exposes it. So the next time someone hurts you, don't ask, why me? Instead, say, watch me. Watch me forgive. Watch me grow. Watch me rise, because nothing and no one can destroy a heart that knows how to heal itself. When someone hurts you, the first instinct is to react, to speak back, to defend yourself, or to prove them wrong. But true strength is not in reacting. It's in pausing before you do. That pause is where your power lies. It's the space between emotion and response. And in that space, you choose whether to lose control or rise above it. When you pause, you give your mind time to settle and your heart a chance to heal before it makes a decision it might regret. The truth is, most damage in relationships, friendships, or even professional settings happens because people react too quickly. They let their emotions rule their actions. A harsh word spoken in anger can't be taken back, and a decision made in rage can destroy something valuable. When you learn to pause, you are no longer controlled by other people's behavior. You become the one in control. You start to understand that not every insult needs a reply, not every rumor needs correction, and not every person deserves your energy. Silence in those moments becomes your shield. It's not weakness, it's emotional intelligence. It's you saying, I refuse to be dragged into your chaos, because when someone tries to hurt you, what they really want is a reaction. They feed off your pain, your anger, your attention. But when you pause, you starve that power. You protect your peace and maintain your dignity. That pause also gives you perspective. You begin to see the situation for what it is, not just how it feels. You might realize that the person's words weren't about you. They were a reflection of their own insecurities, or that reacting would only give them more control over your emotions. When you choose to stay calm, you win without even fighting. Your silence speaks volumes. It says you've outgrown the need to prove yourself to people who will never understand you. The pause is not about suppressing emotions. It's about mastering them. It's taking a breath, thinking clearly, and then deciding what's worth your energy. Some things deserve your attention, most do not. And the moment you realize that peace is more valuable than proving a point, you'll start to handle every painful situation with a calmness that confuses your enemies and empowers your soul. When someone hurts you, it's easy to believe that their actions are a reflection of your worth. But the truth is, they're often a reflection of their own pain. Hurt people. This simple truth can change how you view the world and how you handle emotional wounds. Most people who lash out, gossip, or betray others aren't doing it because you deserve it. They're doing it because they're battling something within themselves. Maybe they feel unseen, unloved, or unimportant. Maybe they've been hurt in ways they never healed from, and now they project that pain onto others. Understanding this doesn't excuse their behavior, but it frees you from taking it personally. When you realize that their hurt isn't about you, you stop giving them the power to define your emotions. You begin to see their anger, jealousy, or cruelty as signs of their inner struggle. Instead of reacting with hate, you can respond with empathy. That doesn't mean letting them continue to mistreat you, but it means seeing the situation from a higher perspective. Compassion doesn't make you weak, it makes you wise. Because once you understand the source of their pain, you stop letting it poison your heart. You start to rise above the negativity rather than drowning in it. Sometimes the people who hurt you are the ones who need love the most, but they don't know how to ask for it. They push others away because they're afraid of being rejected. They attack first to protect themselves from being attacked. When you see this clearly, you begin to detach emotionally. Their behavior stops controlling your mood, and you no longer let their pain become your burden. That's emotional freedom. By understanding that hurt people, you learn to separate your peace from their chaos. You learn that their opinion of you isn't truth, it's projection. You stop carrying their darkness inside your heart. Instead of becoming bitter, you become better. You start to approach every painful encounter with grace, realizing that sometimes people's cruelty has nothing to do with you and everything to do with the battles they fight in silence. And when you reach that level of understanding, no one's words or actions can shake your inner calm, because you finally see the truth behind the hurt. When people hurt you, one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself is to set boundaries, not walls. Boundaries are an act of self-respect. They are you saying, I deserve peace, I deserve respect, and I won't allow anyone to take that away from me. Many people confuse boundaries with cutting others off completely, but they're not the same. A wall keeps everyone out, even the ones who care. A boundary teaches people how to treat you. It's not about pushing people away. It's about protecting your energy. It's about choosing who gets to come close and who doesn't. Setting boundaries means understanding that you can forgive someone without allowing them back into your life. You can let go of the anger, but still decide that some people don't deserve a front row seat anymore. Forgiveness is for your peace, but boundaries are for your safety. Every time you allow someone to cross a boundary, you teach them that their behavior is acceptable, and slowly you begin to lose yourself. But when you stand firm, you send a message that your heart is valuable and not everyone gets access to it. Boundaries are not cold or cruel, they are healthy. They protect your mental and emotional balance. When you learn to say no without guilt, when you stop explaining yourself to people who only listen to reply, and when you choose to distance yourself from those who drain your spirit, you begin to heal. It's not selfish, it's necessary. You can still love people from afar. You can wish them well and still choose not to engage in their chaos. You can forgive them completely and still refuse to let them disrupt your peace again. Without boundaries, you live in constant emotional exhaustion, trying to please, trying to fix, trying to be understood. But once you set them, you regain control of your life. You begin to attract people who respect you because you've shown them how to. You stop chasing acceptance and start choosing alignment. Boundaries are a sign of maturity. They show that you've learned your worth and you're no longer afraid to protect it. When you build boundaries with love instead of anger, you create space for healing, peace, and genuine connections that uplift your soul instead of wounding it. Pain is one of life's greatest teachers, and when someone hurts you, it can either destroy you or develop you. The choice is yours. Every wound carries a lesson, every heartbreak holds a message, and every disappointment has the potential to awaken something powerful within you. Most people try to run away from pain or bury it under distractions, but pain is not your enemy. It is the mirror that reflects your deepest truths. It shows you your limits, your expectations, and your hidden strength. When you stop resisting pain and start learning from it, it becomes a tool for transformation. When someone breaks your trust, you learn the importance of discernment. When someone betrays you, you learn the value of self-respect. When life knocks you down, you learn resilience. Each painful experience is an invitation to rise stronger, wiser, and more aware. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? That single shift in mindset changes everything. Pain teaches you what no comfort ever could. It reveals who truly cares, who stays when it's hard, and who was only there for convenience. It exposes your weaknesses, but it also builds your strength. Sometimes pain teaches you patience, to trust the process and allow time to do its healing work. Other times it teaches you self-love, to stop seeking validation from those who never valued you. It teaches you boundaries, gratitude, empathy, and perspective. Every time someone hurts you, you have two choices: become bitter or become better. Bitterness keeps you trapped in the past. Growth turns the pain into wisdom that guides your future. When you embrace the lesson behind the pain, you reclaim control over your story. You stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a student of life. You begin to appreciate the hurt for what it produced in you: strength, clarity, and courage. The truth is, the people who hurt you unknowingly contribute to your evolution. They push you towards self-discovery, self-worth, and self-mastery. So instead of resenting them, thank the pain for showing you who you are and what you will no longer tolerate. Pain refines you. It doesn't define you. And when you learn from it, you rise as a wiser, more powerful version of yourself. Rising above the pain is the final and most powerful step in handling people who have hurt you. It means choosing peace over revenge, freedom over resentment, and strength over victimhood. When you rise above, you no longer let the actions of others dictate your emotions or control your energy. You stop replaying what they did and start focusing on who you're becoming. It's about realizing that the best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's living so fully and peacefully that their attempts to break you only made you stronger. Rising above means you refuse to let bitterness take root in your heart. You've been hurt, yes, but you've learned, healed, and evolved far beyond what they ever expected. When you rise above, you shift your focus from what they took from you to what you've gained through the experience, wisdom, resilience, and inner calm. You begin to see that peace is not something that happens when life is perfect. It's something you create within yourself, even when things fall apart. It's the quiet confidence that no matter what others do or say, you will not be dragged into negativity. The moment you rise above, you reclaim your power. You're no longer living as a reaction to someone else's behavior. You're living by your own purpose. Rising above doesn't mean you forget the pain or pretend it didn't happen. It means you've decided not to let it shape your future. You've made peace with the past, and now you're walking in freedom. The people who hurt you may never apologize. They may never understand the depth of what they did, but that's not your battle anymore. Your peace doesn't depend on their remorse. It depends on your release. You let go not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. When you rise above, you inspire others to do the same. You become living proof that pain doesn't have to end in destruction. It can lead to transformation. And you show the world that strength isn't about fighting back. It's about refusing to be broken. Rising above is the ultimate victory. It's the quiet, unshakable power of knowing that what tried to destroy you only made you unstoppable. At the end of it all, life will always test you through people. Some will love you deeply, while others will wound you deeply. But remember, pain is not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation. Every person who hurt you unknowingly handed you a lesson to pause before reacting, to understand before judging, to protect your peace without building walls, to learn from your pain, and finally, to rise above it all with grace. These are not just steps to healing, they are steps to freedom. You cannot control how others treat you, but you can control what you allow to live inside you. Don't let the bitterness of others become the burden of your heart. Choose silence when the world expects chaos. Choose compassion when anger seems easier. Choose boundaries that honor your worth. Choose growth every time pain visits your soul, because every wound you've carried has been shaping you into someone unshakable, someone wiser, someone more powerful than before. The people who hurt you may never see the damage they caused, but that's not your focus anymore. Your focus is on becoming the person who turned pain into purpose, rejection into redirection, and heartbreak into healing. You are not defined by what they did. You are defined by how you rose above it. So today, make a decision. No more reacting out of emotion. No more letting their darkness dim your light. No more holding on to what's already behind you. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and move forward with peace in your heart. Let your calmness be your strength, your forgiveness be your victory, and your growth be your revenge. Because the moment you rise above those who hurt you, you don't just heal, you become unstoppable.